So they say that black people or African American people are always late, right? But how about this? How can someone be late that never abided by time? Somebody that was living with nature, with the natural laws of nature. See, we were here first. Y'all came second. That's why you guys count time by the seconds, right? And by the minutes, because you guys are the men. We are the gods. Gods aren't ruled by time. We exist out of we exist out of time and space. And then it's by the hours, because you wanted to make us yours, like ours, like we are yours, like by the hours, right? Like making us property, like slavery. And the reason why we live out of time and space is because we live in space-time, which is the time that we are in now, the present moment. That's why time, or the concept of time, was created by the Vatican, the people who instilled religion to encapsulate our minds. See, we were using the light of the sun. We were using sundials. We were using nature. Literally, we're attuned to nature, so we understand the biomechanics of how the universe works. Literally, remember the Dogons? Literally, that's us, y'all. So you can't expect a being that doesn't exist in time to be on time. That's an oxymoron. It doesn't exist. That's like expecting a lion to come to your house at 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Just because you fed him one time at 11 o'clock, you expect him to come around the same time. It doesn't, that's nature. So that's why we are always late, because we don't exist in time. We exist out of time, baby. We are timeless beings. That's why they say black don't crack. But yes, y'all, let me know what you guys think about this. The shift is here. Let's continue to get it. Peace in.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and this is a smart dumb nigga. Now, because of my wording and language, this probably ain't gonna get monetized, and I don't give a fuck. Because like I told y'all, I don't do this for the money, I do this for the message. But he's an idiot. This is the problem that I have. This is one of the many things that I have to fight in society against. Now, while you're allowed to have your own opinion, and I'm not knocking that, I'm also allowed to have mine. And I think this nigga's an idiot. Now, before I become judgmental, as I do, let me explain why he's an idiot. He was sounding stupid. Y'all came second. That's why you count the seconds. No, sir. They count the seconds because they equate those to 1 hour. Now, he was talking about the hours because they view, I don't know who they are, I'm assuming the white people, view people as theirs or ours. So they count the hours. It's stupid. No, if anything, it's the time of units that we have in our possession. He's a dummy. I hate people like this. Not necessarily hate them, but I really have a loathing for people like this, especially these fake conscious people, right? Everything doesn't have an etymology. I think I'm saying that word right. He even goes on to mention the Dogon and the sundial. That's literally an early version of a clock, sir. They would literally count seconds and then equate hours to days, and days to months, and months to years. You're stupid. I hate people that just get on TikTok. These goddamn TikTok researchers, like everybody on TikTok that is kicking knowledge is an idiot. For the most part, white, black, Asian, Indian, it don't even matter. Every end of the spectrum, everybody on TikTok that comes up with these hypotheticals and these conspiratorials based off of nothing, not fact. Like literally the sundial, they used it and they counted the early, I don't know who the fuck came up with time. I'm assuming it was the Egyptians, or possibly people, the same motherfuckers that made algebra. It could have been the Dogon. I don't put it past people, tribes in Africa that couldn't have come up with this concept where they literally counted every second. 1, 2, 3, all the way to 60. That's 1 minute. Then they counted 60 minutes. That's 1 hour. Then they count 24 hours. That's a day. I don't put it past them that that's not what they were doing. This is asinine, to say the least. But it's even more egregious because he's talking about his analogy about black people being like the lion. Just because you give a lion some food at 11 o'clock don't mean he's gonna show up again. One, there's a fallacy in that because we ain't animals. I know human beings are animals, but we're not animal creatures like lions. We're a little bit above that. Actually, we're a lot above that. We don't walk on 4 fucking feet. Not normal people anyways. 2, I have a problem with this because as a black man, I'm always punctual. It's niggas like this that make getting employment hard, being invited to social gatherings because of their tardiness, they absentee them, or they just lack of not giving a fucking consideration. They say you got to be at work at 9 o'clock. We don't give a fuck your reason and who you are. I know I've had plenty of occasions, instances, activities, and events where a nigga needed to be on time. I do film. I book venues. It's based off of time. Whatever the reason and how shit we got to how it is now, I don't care. I just care that you showed up when I said you need to show up. Especially if I'm paying your stupid ass. It's literally like with people with jobs. I've been a manager. Yo, I don't care why you're late. I don't give a fuck you got kids, and I don't care your car broke down. Right? You get up, like my pops told me, you get up within time enough to make the time that you're supposed to be there. If you're supposed to be at work at 8 o'clock, you get the fuck up at 6. I do it. If I can do it, and I love sleeping in. But on my days that I work, even on the days I'm off, I get up relatively early. On the days that I got to go to my job, I get up at 6 o'clock, maybe 6:30, depending on how I'm feeling. When I work for myself on days off, I still get up at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. Like I'm still not sleeping in no 10 and 12. That's retarded. I follow a timetable. Even if I don't have nothing planned, I make shit and I do it by a timetable, but I get up early. If I'm supposed to be at work at 8, I'm there at 8. If I'm not, give or take, 8:03, 8:06. But it's still in the 8:0 part. You don't be scheduled to work at 8 o'clock. You show your black ass up at 8:30, 9 o'clock. That's how you get fired. But then also it creates it reinforces the stereotype that a nigga like me got to go out into the world and actually disprove. I remember working at Ruby Tuesdays like when I was 25, and I used to be on work like my punctuality had to be 99%. I don't think I ever was late. One day I thought I was going to be late by about 10-15 minutes. When I got there, I was actually made it 10 minutes before I was supposed to clock in. I told the manager, Mr. Clark, I was like, yo, I almost was late. He was like, shit, you ain't never late. He even went as far to say that if I was late, he wouldn't even gave a fuck because I was always on time so much. So the fact that this nigga actually made this video sounding like a moron with a velvet do-rag. I don't like niggas that wear velvet do-rags and bonnets. And I got a scarf on right now. But I get a nylon do-rag. I ain't listen to no nigga with a velvet do-rag. That's a stupid, you know what? I'm gonna chill out. But yeah, all the black folks listening to this stupid shit, stop saying stuff like this. You saying stupid stuff like this and put this in the ethos and the atmosphere. People that's non-black like to sink all of us to being like this brain dead idiot. Then I gotta combat this shit. And I wasn't doing shit but minding my business, being an intelligent person, not saying stupid stuff. But then that's me. In any event, if you like this episode, it actually ran longer than it should have been. But if you liked it, like, comment, and subscribe, all that fly stuff, and I'm out.